Greetings of the day. My name is Lakshman Jajodia, Assistant Professor, Department of Advanced Management Studies, GS College of Commerce, Wardha. Today, I am going to discuss on compensation and benefits management in this particular session, and in that subject we will discuss about job evaluation or grade pay structure. Before getting to the topic, we must understand what is evaluation with respect to the job. We all know what is job. Whenever we perform certain kinds of duties and responsibilities in a particular organization, that is our job, that is our work. When we speak of evaluation, evaluation is determining the worth of a job by comparing it with other jobs on the basis of duties, responsibilities, requirements of a job with other jobs in order to decide a compensation payable to concerned job holder. It means that whatever amount as a compensation we are going to pay to a salary holder, here the process by which that compensation is decided is job evaluation. Thus, it can be said as a systematic way of determining worth of a job in relation to the other jobs which are available in the organization. Thus, it is a systematic comparison between jobs to assess their relative worth for the purpose of establishing rational pay structure. In an organization, there is a necessity that the pay structure should be rational. It should not be irrational, because if it is irrational, there would be a sense of dissatisfaction amongst employees. The next thing we are going to discuss about objectives, purposes, or what we can say significance of or need of job evaluation. The very first purpose of job evaluation is gathering the information with related to that particular job which are we going to evaluate. By the help of job evaluation, we get all the related information of that particular job. Secondly, we have to establish comparison with other jobs. We have discussed in the definition that it is a process of evaluating a worth of a job with respect to the other job. That is means with comparing with the other job. That is what is the second objective is. Third is solving wage controversies. In an organization, various times HR face the issue of having wage controversies, like someone is saying in the organization, I am being paid less for my services or for my employment. That is what the job controversy is. By way of a systematic process like job evaluation, we can reduce these controversies. Next thing is standardization. By use of job evaluation process, we can standardize the process in the organization for the purpose of evaluating the compensation of a job. Next thing is elimination of personal prejudices. It means that by way of evaluation of job, we can reduce this personal biasness, as it would help us in reducing these kind of controversies, as it is a systematic process, so no one can influence it much. Then is simplification of wage structure. We all have seen that wage structure is a complex and complicated thing for any organization or human resource department. By using job evaluation process, we can simplify that structure. Next thing is, it helps in determining hierarchy in the organization. Hierarchy means which job is going to be on the top, which is going to be on middle, and which is going to be on the lower level. By using job evaluation, we can determine this hierarchy, as the definition suggests we are going to rank and grade the jobs. As soon as we go for rank and grading the jobs, we are doing the work of ranking various jobs. That is what determining the hierarchy of the job. Next thing is, it ensures fair and equitable wages. According to the various laws which are imposed on the organization with respect to human resources, it is been expected that every employer must ensure that they are paying fair and equitable wages to its employee. By using job evaluation process, we can automatically fulfill this criteria which has been laid down by the government, or we can say that we can automatically fulfill statutory bylaw which has been framed, so that everyone should have in the win-win situation. And the last thing is, it helps to minimize wage discrimination. Again, job evaluation is a systematic process. That is why it helps us in minimizing whatever we can say that there is a wage discrimination in the organization, as we know that why we are paying particular job that much amount of money, because we have certain backings like what are roles and responsibilities, what are its duties, like these kind of things will helps us to minimize these kind of controversies. Next thing we are now going to discuss is about what can be the possible advantages for performing this process, which is quite lengthy, exhaustive process for an HR department. The very first advantage would be logical for grading. It is a logic-based method in which we are using that whatever your roles and responsibilities are being used as a parameter for grading a particular job. The very first thing. Second thing, it is a systematic and objective-oriented method. Systematic method means it uses particular system and it has certain parameters how we are going to do a particular thing. In the coming part we will discuss about the process also, but right now we will say that in the systematic and objective method we have clear-cut objective on why we are doing this process. Third thing is it eliminates undesirable factor. What can be the undesirable factor? For an employer, if suppose I am an employer, undesirable factor can be dissatisfaction among the employees. For what purpose? For the purpose regarding to the wage differentials or for the purpose of compensation. So this can be automatically eliminated or reduced by having a proper process like job evaluation. Next thing, it works on a principle of fair wages. We have discussed about it and we will discuss in the further lectures in detail about these factors. It has a basic principle that everyone should be allotted a fair wage so that he or she can have a proper livelihood. Next thing, it ensures employee satisfaction. Keep one thing in mind. Every organization has three key portfolios. Its financial department, its marketing department and its human resource department. But the thing is that the human resource department is very important department. It is not due to the subject I am talking to you, it is because I am saying that without an human resource you cannot carry out any activity. That is why it is important that your human resource, that is your employee, should be satisfied. And it ensures that there should be mental satisfaction with regard to the monetary gain which an employee is receiving. Next thing, it helps in redesigning the jobs. After a particular tenure, we have to redesign our jobs. For we can take an example that in the prior part, in the earlier years, we have seen that there were only physical interviews. Now we can see that there are telephonic interviews or interview based on the digital platform, in which you don't have to physically present at any point of time in a particular area or in the particular premises. We can give it from anywhere using our mobile phone, using our laptop or desktop. That is what the thing has changed a lot in the field. So by way of job evaluation, we can redesign our jobs because we have already collected all the related data. Next thing is it reduces grievances, doubts and complaints. With regard to the employees, we are speaking about the organization would receive less complaints or queries with regard to their compensation, as it has been already clear-cut parameters on which we have decided the compensation and which are normally fair also. Now we will discuss about disadvantages. When there are advantages associated to one thing, there would be disadvantages also. The very first disadvantage is that it is not a scientific method. We have said that it is logical based method, objective and systematic method. But there is no scientific backing to this particular process. That is why it is questionable. Second thing, it is quite difficult to understand the process because for a person, perceiving a factor which is under evaluation is different and for another person can be a different thing. So it is very difficult to understand the things. Third thing is equal grade jobs may not attract workers equally. Suppose that two particular jobs we have taken in the organization which are of equal grade, but due to equal grade we are going to pay near about same amount or similar amount to that particular employees, but this would not may attract not the employees which are working there in the organization. Next thing is that once we have prepared the structure, we may not utilize it next time because we have earlier mentioned that the world is dynamic, it is changing a lot. In a year also we have seen various changes is going on in the economy, various changes is going on in the corporate world, and that what makes that the whole process useless after a particular point of time. But though it is not of much use, but still it has its importance also. And the last thing is, not only factor determine wage differentials. Various things are other there which are helpful for determining or which are needed for evaluation of an employee. We can say that, for example, his or her knowledge, skills, experience. These are also the factors which are not included in the evaluation process. So, in the coming lectures, we will discuss about, or in the coming session, we will discuss about the principles, process, and types of job evaluation method. Until then, just stay tuned. Thank you.